Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our first Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers for day 4, aka day 200, per where our brains are after these past 4 days.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
It has been a mess, but this video, this is your veto preview. We have the veto players. We'll talk through some scenarios of what could happen.
We're also going to talk through a little bit of could things be rigged? Allegedly. There's been some talk about it over the years. There's been a little bit of talk about it today. So everybody get out those tinfoil hats. Matt already has his on. I got mine on. Get yours on because we're going to talk about it. Just remember that all of this is alleged.
This may actually be full Chuck McGill, like, space blanket territory where we're going into now.
Good reference.
Well, come on. We love Better Call Saul. We're going to cover it at the channel.
Yeah, we are.
All right, well, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we did just hit 53,000, and thank you to everyone who got us past that. I mean, we never take any of these milestones for granted, and we're just so grateful that people enjoy coming on here and listening to us, talk about a lot of fun TV stuff. So thank you very much.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We're just two old nerds over here loving to talk about Big Brother and TV. So thank you very much. And you can also follow us over on Instagram, which is Matt and Jess TV. We found a monarch butterfly game and visited us this morning in our grass. So we took a picture of that. We got it up there.
That monarch butterfly was like all of the peace we needed after 48 hours of Frenchie. I will say that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're just going to get right into the veto players. So we've got, of course, Frenchie. We got the two nominees, Alyssa, Kyland. We also have basically two of the people that Frenchie did not want to play.
Yeah.
Which is Derek X and Travis, and then there's Tiffany. Now, we have seen on this show many times over the years where we've got the HOH and there's very specific people that they do not want to play, and they're like, please don't pull that chip, please I don't want them to play. And then it's almost always like clockwork where it's like, oh, their chip got pulled. What are the odds? So let's talk about these alleged odds. So a lot of people have felt that it's rigged, and that, if you hear the HOH talking about someone that they don't want to play, that production will be like, oh, we got to make sure that this happens. Now, I don't think it's exactly rigged. Like, this is all alleged. But apparently, Kyland was talking about this where he was saying that there was only 6 chips in the bag. Now, we're only going by what he's saying.
Yeah.
We're not there. We can't say for sure that this is what has happened, or this is what he felt, or this is what he thought was going on. He has backpedaled a little bit to be like, well, it's still random because even if there's only 6 chips in the bag, they're still random chips. But are they really, is sort of where I'm landing on it. It should be that everyone that is eligible to play should be in that bag. And I think that that's what a lot of viewers and us have felt is supposed to be happening, that everyone that can play is in the bag, and that it is not just 6 random people in the bag. Because what are the chances, if everyone was in that bag, that Derek X and Travis, the 2 people that are going to be his backdoor, just happen to get picked if there's a much bigger pool?
Here's where I'm
alleged.
Here is where I am at with this alleged situation that is going on. See, if this was the first time that we had heard about this alleged situation, I would just be sort of being like, bah, it's no big deal. But the thing is that we've heard about this tinfoil situation a number of times in the past. this is probably not the first rodeo with a lot of this. Do I think that those 6 chips were just variations, like were Derek X and Travis in there 2 times each? No, I don't think that.
No, because I do think that if it was a situation where one person pulled Derek X and then another person pulled Derek X, that would be like a legit issue for the house guests.
Yeah, like I think there probably are, if there really are only 6 chips, there probably are 6 different random names. But hey, if they are technically random, then it's random. It's kind of it's like the letter of the law to like half of the letter, if that makes any sense at all.
I'm unhappy about this, to be honest. If this is really what's happening, and again, we're not in the house, we didn't put our hands in the bag, we don't know. I am not saying that Kyland is lying at all. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we're not there, so we don't know. But if what Kyland is saying is true, that there's only 6 chips in the bag, I'm not happy about this. This is not a situation that I want to see happening in the house, because then there's just, and we can all say it together, too much production that is being involved in the game, and they really need to not be involved in the game. Just put everybody in the bag, let it actually fall where it's gonna fall.
I need to climb up on Hypocrite Hill for a second here. Because
you bringing back Hypocrite Hill that I brought up last season? Okay, here we go.
Yep.
We brought back the clown car early, Hypocrite Hill.
Yeah, I'm already...
Okay, so what are you doing up on Hypocrite Hill so early?
Here's the thing. Was this allegedly manipulated by production? Possibly. Am I mad about the results? No, because to me, Derek X winning the veto would be hilarious, just because it would cause Frenchie to go into like DEFCON 5 levels of paranoia and insanity, where usually you kind of want the veto to be used because it creates more, backdoor scenarios or replacement nominee talk or whatever else. But since so I can use allegedly here as well, because Frenchie changes his mind every 5 seconds. Because allegedly, we already know what Frenchie would do. It's kind of funnier to me if Derek X just wins it and screws everything up.
This is probably why, if this is true, that there are only 6 chips put in there, and clearly the targets that, Frenchie wants to actually backdoor are in there. This would be why they are doing it. They want to have these good TV moments, these big TV moments, where Frenchie's like, why? And then Derek X wins, and then Frenchie's got to scramble, and that it makes for good TV. Because if it was just a bunch of people in his alliance and they all got chosen, then where are we really?
Yeah, and so there's high potential for drama here, and it's a good transition into what could happen with this veto, and what obviously, the nominees, if they win, they're gonna use it. Why in the world wouldn't they?
Yeah, and I mean, we've had some conversations also sort of going around now where we had Xavier trying to talk to Alyssa and reassure her that, the veto would be used, and even if it wasn't used, she's still gonna be okay.
Yeah, it feels like the majority of the House is pushing behind this idea of, okay, we'll use it on Kyland, and then Frenchie can allegedly put up Derek X as the replacement nominee. And, Tiffany, she has the Cookout Alliance that she's a part of, and we talked through that recently, and she's the only one within that alliance, really at least the core 4 of that alliance, who's playing, and Kyland's kind of on the periphery of it. She's going to want to keep Kyland, so if Tiffany does win, I don't think it's a terrible thing if she does win, because I don't think she's automatically going to be like Comp Beast Tiffany in the house or anything yet.
No, she's in a great spot.
Yeah, she can just save Kyland. That buys her a little bit of loyalty with Kyland, gets her some brownie points, and then Frenchie can do whatever Frenchie can do.
Yeah, and Travis is also telling Kyland that he'll use the veto.
This one is a little more interesting to me. Like, I do, because it feels like Travis and Kyland are kind of close. They've got kind of like early stage bromance going on, but Travis also kind of has that with Derek X. So, like, choosing one bro over another, are we going to be set for, like, a sad heartbreak betrayal montage or something when Derek X gets put up?
Yeah, I think there just might be a situation where Travis just might think that he can save everybody and Alyssa will just go. That it's like, okay, if Derek ends up going on, at least I've saved Kyland. Then we can save Derek X by working the room.
Yeah, I think he's got to think that either he has social game to the max here, or even if he recognizes in the end that Derek X is going to go, maybe he'll be like, okay, Derek X just doesn't have that many relationships. Kyland has more. Maybe fewer people will be mad at me if I do it this way.
Yeah, and I mean, people have already been all over Derek X sort of having these relationships with the bros and being closer with them. Maybe Travis is kind of like, I need to walk this out the door a little bit here because it's really early and I'm already being targeted because I'm talking to Derek.
Here's where things get really, really interesting to me is what happens if Derek X wins the veto, because there's an easy case to be made here that he's just not going to do anything. He'll just leave the nominations the same. However, if he does use it, we know that he and Kyland are bros, but then once again, you have the bro heartbreak potential then of maybe Travis ends up going up on the block. Like, I think Derek X, if it's a situation where like Kyland wins the veto outright or someone else does, I think he's probably going to be like, hey, Frenchie, look over there at Travis. You want to put him on the block over me, but what happens if he wins it?
Yeah, and it seems like if he didn't use it on Kyland, that it might be a problem for him because Frenchie has told Christian that he'd prefer that if the noms stay the same, that Kyland goes. And it's because he's friends with Derek X.
This is the thing with Frenchie. At this point, we've only had like one episode of actual Big Brother with diary rooms. I have no idea what Frenchie actually believes anymore. Like, he's down the hill with his own tinfoil hat theory here that like Christian and Alyssa are the next Tyler and Angela. So I don't know if he's just like, are you just saying this to Christian because he's close with well, I almost called her Angela, with Alyssa? Do you mean it? I have no idea. That's why it's so hard to talk about Frenchie.
Yeah, Frenchie feels like things change depending on who he's talking to. And I don't necessarily mean he's lying or scheming because we haven't seen enough really of what's going on. It just feels like he's easily influenced by whoever he is talking to, and he really is just changing his mind depending on what is being said to him.
This is why this could also be really fun if Derek X wins the veto and the nominations do say the same. Because what if Frenchie actually is all of a sudden now like Kyland needs to be the first person evicted? And then, because I think Kyland personally is going to have the votes. He's got the Cookout Alliance. He'll have a couple of bros.
Yep.
Frenchie, could you guys keep Frenchie in the dark for us, please? And let him be blindsided on eviction night and just cause that spiral?
That's what I'm the most excited to see, because obviously Frenchie's not going to be voting at the end of this. So once the veto is done and the veto's played or not played, Frenchie's job is kind of done at this point. It is everybody else that chooses who stays and who doesn't. And this then gives us a chance to see what other people really want and where their alliances land, because Frenchie's in an alliance with everyone. The Blob Alliance, it going strong. But everyone else, it'll give them a chance to really be like, okay, who do we want to align with? Who are we going to keep? What are we going to do with this?
Yeah, I'm like 95% done with Frenchie at this point. I feel like we have said we have said the name Frenchie collectively over the past 2 days more than we have said the word Frenchie in our entire lives combined before then. And
there's a lot, of course, alliances are still going on. Clara's gotten her all-female alliance together, but again, it's going to depend a bit sort of on this veto and how things are going to end up playing out.
Yeah,
things are changing very quickly. It is very early for this.
I will say this, Claire, my winner pick. I hope this all-female alliance, supposedly it's going to have herself, Tiffany, Azza, and Brittany. That seems to be the core of this group.
I'm all right with this because Azza is my winner pick. So my winner pick and your winner pick, they're working together. They can sit at the end, and then my winner pick will beat your winner pick.
Okay, here's what I really think about this, though.
You can see yourself out.
If our winner picks manage to be the final two of this season, this may be the greatest season of... Okay, I don't want to say it's the greatest season of Big Brother all time, but it will be the greatest season of Big Brother in the history of this channel, because we will be arguing until the very end of this season if that happens.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about this alliance, and I'm also really excited about Claire's game. Like, this is the sort of super fan behavior we expect from someone who is an actual part of BB Twitter and not going nuts in the house.
Yeah, and she's a team captain, which is, also an interesting sort of play from Frenchie to not nominate the team captains, because they all won. So it's kind of like, why not target the team captains? Yes, obviously Christian won, but there are two other team captains. And if you're going to sort of start to target people and you want to target strong people, Whitney and Claire both won. And I understand that he's decided to make an alliance with the entire house, but he shouldn't be overlooking Claire. No offense to your winner pick, but she's probably going to be at the end of this game.
She's really smart. Like, there's no offense here taken. This is why Claire's going to win this season. She knows Big Brother backwards and forwards. It feels like she's executing her gameplay. Claire not winning that first stage OH and Frenchie deciding not to roll those silly dice or whatever else. Like, all of this has worked out just to steal another... That's worked out aces for her.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, well, we will be back later to talk a little bit about veto and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Hopefully the veto competition is soon. I think the Big Brother Feedmasters are drunk at the moment.
Yeah, they're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. It's whatever, but we will be back with the veto winner later.
All right, well, thank you guys so much. Hit that subscribe button, and of course, check out our other coverage on The Blacklist, Animal Kingdom. We have a preview up for tomorrow's big episode. We're really excited. It's
back tomorrow night. It is such a good show. If you guys aren't watching, it is one of the most fun summer shows. If you like stuff that's like heists and stuff like that, it is really fun.
Thank you guys so much. We'll see you here next time.